I'm Ethan Walker, and until recently, I thought my life was simple. Not perfect, not extraordinary, just steady. I had my final year at college, a few close friends, and Chloe Bennett. Mostly Chloe. Ethan, you're overthinking again, she used to laugh, brushing my arm. And you're underthinking? I'd reply, smiling like that was enough to fix everything. We had been together for 3 years. 3 years of late-night calls, stupid jokes, and plans that felt too real to ever break. I still remember one night when she whispered, "Promise me you won't leave, no matter what." I didn't even hesitate. I won't, not ever. Looking back, I don't know if I believed that more for her or for myself. "Mate, you're gone," Ryan Clark said one afternoon, dropping into the chair beside me in the cafeteria. "What do you mean?" I asked. "You don't see anything anymore. It's just Chloe, Chloe, Chloe." I shrugged. "That's called being in love." He smirked. "That's called being blind." I laughed it off, but Ryan always had this way of saying things that stayed in my head longer than I wanted. Chloe texted me that evening. "Chloe, miss me?" "Me, always." "Chloe, liar. You survived the whole day without me." "Me, barely." That was us. Easy, playful, familiar. Later that night, we were on a call. "What are you doing after graduation?" she asked. "I don't know. Maybe find a job, stay close, you?" She paused for a second. "Same, I guess." "You guess," I said, half joking. "Ethan, relax. I'm not going anywhere." I should have noticed the hesitation. I didn't. A few days later, things started to feel off. Not wrong, just different. "Why didn't you reply?" I asked her when we met outside campus. "I was busy," she said quickly. "With what?" "Just stuff." "Why are you making it a big deal?" I raised my hand slightly. "I'm not. I just asked." She sighed. "You always do this." "Do what?" "Care." That question stayed in my head longer than it should have. Ryan noticed it too. Of course he did. "She's acting weird," he said while we were walking home. "She's just stressed," I replied, "or she's pulling away." I stopped. "You don't know that." He looked at me, serious this time. "I know you, and you're already making excuses." "I trust her," I said firmly. Ryan shook his head. "Trust is fine. Blind trust isn't." That night I called Chloe again. "You okay?" I asked. "I'm fine, Ethan. You sound distant." "I'm just tired. Did I do something?" "No." "Why do you always think that?" "Because you feel different." There was silence for a moment. "Maybe you're just overthinking again," she said softly. "That line again." "Yeah," I replied quietly. "Maybe." We stayed on the call, but it didn't feel the same. The pauses were longer. The laughs felt forced. Something invisible had changed, and I couldn't touch it, couldn't fix it. The next day, I saw her across campus. She was laughing, not with me, not even looking for me. I walked up slowly. "Hey." She turned, slightly surprised. "Oh, Ethan, hi." "Oh, who were you talking to?" I asked. "Just people from class." "Didn't see me?" "I was busy," she said again. That word was starting to mean something else. "You're free later?" I asked. "Not sure," she replied. "I'll text you." She didn't. I stared at my phone that night, reading our old messages, the ones where she couldn't go an hour without texting me, the ones where I felt needed. Now it felt like I was waiting for permission just to exist in her day. Ryan called me. "She text you back?" "No." "Exactly," he said. "It's one night. It's never just one night." I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. "You think I'm losing her?" Ryan didn't answer immediately. "I think," he said slowly, "you're already starting to." I didn't reply. Because deep down, I felt it too, but I wasn't ready to admit it. Not yet. I first heard his name like it meant nothing. "New guy joined our class today," Chloe said over the phone. "Oh yeah?" I asked. "What's his name?" "Lucas. Lucas Hayes." "Cool. Yeah, he's interesting." I didn't think much of it. New people came and went all the time. The next day, she brought him up again. "Lucas said something so funny in class," she said, laughing lightly. "What did he say?" I asked. "I don't even remember exactly. It was just the way he said it." "Right," I replied. forcing a small smile she couldn't see. "Don't sound jealous," she teased. "I'm not." "Good," she said, "because there's nothing to be jealous about. That should have been the end of it. It wasn't." Over the next few days, his name kept slipping into our conversations. Lucas helped me with notes. Lucas knows this professor. Lucas might join our group project. At first, I nodded along. Then I started noticing something else. The way her voice changed when she said his name. It was lighter, brighter, different. I mentioned it to Ryan. "She keeps talking about this guy," I said as we sat outside campus. Ryan raised an eyebrow. "How much is keeps? Enough for me to notice." "That's already too much," he muttered. "I'm probably overthinking," I said quickly. "Or maybe you're finally thinking," Ryan replied. I didn't answer. Later that day, I saw them for the first time. Chloe was standing near the main building, and she wasn't alone. Lucas Hayes. He looked exactly how she described him. Confident posture, relaxed smile, expensive clothes that didn't even look like he was trying. The kind of guy people notice without effort. And Chloe, she was laughing, not her usual laugh. This one was louder, freer. I walked closer. "Hey," I said. She turned, surprised. "Oh, Ethan. Hi." "Oh, this is Lucas," she added casually. "Lucas, this is Ethan." Lucas smiled and extended his hand. "I've heard about you." I shook it. "Have you?" "Yeah," he said smoothly. "Chloe talks about you." I glanced at her. "Does she?" He avoided my eyes for a second. "Of course I do." Something about that felt off. "We were just talking about class," she said quickly. "Yeah," Lucas added. "She's pretty smart." "I know," I said. There was a short silence. "Well," Chloe said, "we should get going. See you later, Ethan. "Yeah," I replied slowly. "See you." I watched them walk away together, too close, too comfortable. That night I called her. "So, you and Lucas seem close," I said carefully. She sighed. "Ethan, seriously?" "I'm just saying what I saw." "You saw two people talking." "It looked like more than that." "You're overthinking again," she said, her voice sharper now. That line again. "I'm not trying to fight," I said. "Then don't start one," she replied. "I just felt weird seeing you like that." "Like what?" "Like different." She paused. "I'm allowed to have friends." "Ethan, I know that." "Then act like it." Her tone hit harder than her words. "All right," I said quietly. "Forget I said anything." "Good," she replied. "Because there's nothing going on." Nothing going on. I repeated that in my head like it was supposed to calm me down. The next day, Ryan found me again. "You look like you didn't sleep," he said. I didn't. "Let me guess, Chloe." "And Lucas," I added. Ryan exhaled slowly. "I knew it." "It's probably nothing," I said quickly. "Ethan," he said, turning serious, "something's off, mate." "Don't ignore it." "I'm not ignoring it. I just trust her." Ryan shook his head. "Trust doesn't mean you ignore what's right in front of you." "Ha!" "I saw them talking." "That's it." "And how did it feel?" he asked. I hesitated. "Wrong." "Then don't lie to yourself," he said. I stayed quiet, because the truth was, I didn't want to believe it. That evening, Chloe texted me. "Chloe, you're being distant today." Me, "Just busy." Chloe, "See? Now you're doing it." Me, "Doing what?" Chloe, "Acting weird." I stared at the screen. Me, "I'm just thinking." Chloe, "About Lucas?" Me, "Maybe." Chloe, "Ethan, seriously." There's nothing there. Nothing there. But then why did it feel like something was already slipping away? Why did her words feel rehearsed instead of real? Why did I feel like I was slowly being replaced, without anyone saying it out loud? I closed my phone and leaned back. Love means trust, I whispered to myself. But deep down, something didn't agree. I just wasn't ready to listen. Because I still believed she cared. I still believed we were okay. I didn't realize she wasn't testing my trust. She was testing how much I was willing to ignore, and I was about to find out. It stopped being subtle. "Did you see Chloe's post?" Ryan asked, sliding his phone toward me. I looked down. Chloe, smiling, standing next to Lucas. "Too close." Caption, Good vibes only. My chest tightened. She didn't even tell me, I said quietly. Ryan watched me. You still think this is nothing? I didn't reply. I opened our chat. Me, nice picture. No reply. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. An hour. Nothing. I called her. She didn't pick up. I called again. Still nothing. Say it, Ryan muttered. Say what? That this isn't normal. I clenched my jaw. Maybe she's busy. With him? Ryan shot back. I stood up. I'm going to find her. Ryan grabbed my arm lightly. Ethan, think before you react. I am thinking, I said. That's the problem. I found her near the campus cafe. With him. Again. They were sitting close, laughing like nothing else existed. I walked straight to them. Chloe, I said. She looked up, surprised. Ethan. Lucas leaned back in his chair, watching me like this was entertainment. Why aren't you answering my calls? I asked. She frowned. I didn't see them. He posted a picture. So? That one word hit harder than it should have. So, I texted you. I called you. And I said I was busy, she replied. With him? I asked, glancing at Lucas. Lucas raised his hand slightly. I don't want to be in the middle of this. You already are, I said. Ethan, stop, Chloe snapped. You're making a scene. I'm asking a simple question. And I gave you a simple answer. No, you didn't. She stood up, clearly annoyed now. What do you want from me? Honesty. You're being ridiculous, she said. It's just a friend. Then why does it feel like more? I asked. She laughed, but there was no warmth in it. Because you overthink everything. That's not fair, I said. What's not fair is you acting like I'm doing something wrong, she shot back. I didn't say that. You didn't have to. There was a pause, then she said it. Maybe if you tried harder, I wouldn't need attention from someone else. Everything inside me went quiet. What? I whispered. She crossed her arms. You heard me. So this is my fault. I didn't say that. You just did. Lucas shifted in his seat. Maybe I should. Yeah, I cut him off. Maybe you should. He stood up slowly. I'll see you later, Chloe. She didn't stop him. Of course she didn't. I looked at her. Do you even hear yourself right now? I hear someone who's tired of being questioned, she replied. And I hear someone who doesn't care anymore. That's not true, she said, but her voice lacked conviction. Then prove it, I said. She didn't answer. That was my answer. I'm done with this conversation, she said finally. Yeah, I replied. So am I. I walked away before I said something I couldn't take back. Or maybe, before I broke completely. Later that day, I went back to campus to grab my bag. I wasn't planning to stay long. That's when I heard her voice. I just wanted to make him jealous. I froze. It was Chloe, and she wasn't alone. I moved closer, staying out of sight. Jealous? Another voice said. Sophie Turner. Yes, Chloe replied. He's too comfortable. He thinks I'll always be there. Sophie sounded unsure. So you're using Lucas? I'm not using him, Chloe said quickly. I'm just making a point. What point? Sophie asked. That I have options, Chloe said, that he can lose me. My chest felt hollow. Sophie sighed. And what if you lose him instead? Chloe didn't answer immediately. He won't leave, she said finally. Ethan's not like that. Not like that. Meaning I wouldn't walk away. Meaning I'd stay no matter what. Meaning she could do this and I'd still be there. I felt something crack inside me. Not loudly, just. Enough, Sophie spoke again. I don't think this is a good idea. It's fine, Chloe said. He needs to realize my value. I stepped back slowly. My hands felt cold. My chest felt empty. This wasn't confusion anymore. This wasn't misunderstanding. This was a choice, her choice. I just wanted to make him jealous. The words kept repeating in my head. I wasn't losing her by accident. She was pushing me on purpose, testing me, testing how far she could go, testing how much I would take. I walked out of the building without making a sound, because for the first time I didn't feel like fighting. I felt like I finally understood, and somehow that hurt even more. I should have stayed home that night. Ryan told me the event wasn't worth it. Just skip it, he said. You're not in the right headspace. I can't keep avoiding things, I replied. You're not avoiding. You're protecting yourself. I'll be fine, I said. I wasn't. The campus hall was crowded. Music, laughter, people pretending everything mattered more than it did. I walked in, trying to act normal. "Ethan!" someone called out. I nodded, forcing a smile. "Hey." But it didn't take long. I saw them, Chloe Lucas, together. Not just standing near each other, not just talking, together. Her hand lightly on his arm, his head leaning closer when she spoke. Like they belonged there. Like I didn't. "Mate," Ryan said quietly beside me. "We can leave." "No," I said, my voice steady in a way I didn't feel. "Not yet." I kept looking. I don't know why. Maybe I needed to see it clearly. Maybe I needed the truth to hurt enough so I'd stop denying it. Then I heard it. "Isn't that his girlfriend?" I didn't turn. "Yeah, that's Ethan, right?" "Rough." Their whispers weren't quiet enough. I felt every word. Ryan clenched his jaw. "Ignore them." "I am," I said, even though I wasn't. Because how do you ignore becoming a joke? Chloe laughed at something Lucas said. I hadn't heard that laugh in days, not with me. "Go talk to her," Ryan said. "What's the point?" "The point is, you deserve answers." I took a breath, then I walked toward them. Each step felt heavier than it should have. "Chloe," I said. She turned. For a moment, something flickered in her eyes, then it disappeared. "Oh, Ethan," she said. Lucas glanced at me, then smirked slightly. Not openly disrespectful. Just enough. "Can we talk?" I asked. Chloe hesitated. "We're kind of in the middle of something. It'll take a minute." She looked at Lucas. He shrugged. "I'll grab a drink." Of course he would. He walked away, but not far enough. I looked back at Chloe. "Tell me the truth," I said. "What are we?" She didn't answer immediately. People were watching. I could feel it. "I don't think this is the place," she said. "It's exactly the place," I replied. "Because this is where you decided to act like I don't exist. That's not fair," she said. "What's not fair is me standing here while everyone else already knows something I don't." She crossed her arms. "You're making a scene." "No," I said quietly. "You did that the moment you walked in with him." Her expression hardened. "Ethan, stop." "No," I said again. "Not this time." There was a pause, then I asked again. "What are we?" She looked at me. Not the way she used to. Not with warmth. Not with anything real. Just cold. "Maybe we're already over," she said. "You just didn't notice." The words landed like nothing. No explosion, no pain. Just silence. Lucas came back, holding 2 drinks. He stalked when he saw us. "Everything all right?" he asked casually. I looked at him, then back at her. "You didn't even tell me," I said. "I didn't think I had to," she replied. That was it. That was the moment. Something inside me shut down. No anger, no sadness. Just empty. Lucas handed her a drink. She took it, like this was normal, like I was nothing. I nodded slowly. "All right," I said. Chloe frowned slightly. "That's it? What else is there?" I asked. She didn't answer, because there wasn't anything left to say. I turned and walked away. Ryan followed me outside. "Ethan," he said, grabbing my arm lightly. "Say something." "There's nothing to say," I replied. "That's not true. It is now." He looked at me carefully. "You okay?" "No," I said honestly. "But I will be." He didn't push further. We stood there in silence for a moment. Then I spoke again. "I'm leaving." Ryan frowned. "What do you mean?" "I'm transferring." "You're serious?" "I've never been more serious about anything." He ran a hand through his hair. "That's a big move." "I know. You sure this isn't just reaction?" "It's not," I said. "It's a decision." "Because of her?" "Because of me." He studied my face. Then he nodded slowly. "All right. I'm done being an option," I added. That was the first time I said it out loud. And it felt real. That night I sat in my room, laptop open, transfer application, new college, new start. My hands didn't shake. My mind didn't race. For the first time in weeks, everything felt quiet. I typed my details, click submit, and just like that, it was done. No dramatic thoughts, no second guessing, just one clear feeling. I wasn't going to stay where I wasn't wanted. Not anymore, Ryan told her. I didn't have to ask. I just knew. Chloe knows about the transfer, he said, standing at my door. Figures, I replied. She didn't believe me at first. I didn't do it for her to believe, I said. He hesitated. She wants to talk. Of course she does. My phone buzzed before he could say anything else. Chloe. I stared at the screen for a second, then answered. Ethan. What is this? She asked immediately. What does it sound like? It sounds like you're being dramatic. I'm transferring. You're not actually leaving, she said casually. There it was. For the first time, I didn't argue. I didn't explain. I didn't defend myself. Watch me, I said. Silence. Then a small laugh. You're serious? Yes. Over this? It's not this. It's everything. You're overreacting, she said. No, I replied calmly. I just waited too long to react. She exhaled sharply. So that's it? You're just going to walk away? I'm choosing myself. That's not like you. I know. That hurt her more than anything else I could have said. You'll regret this, she added. I already regret staying this long. She went quiet. Ethan, her voice softened slightly. Don't do something stupid. I'm not, I said. For the first time, I'm doing something right. I ended the call. Ryan leaned against the wall. That sounded final. It is. Feel better? No, I said honestly. Just done. That night, I blocked her. Not out of anger, out of clarity. No messages, no calls, no way back. It felt strange at first, like cutting off a part of myself, but I didn't undo it. I started packing, clothes, books, things that mattered, things that didn't. Everything felt lighter than it should have. Are you really leaving? Emily's voice came from the doorway. I looked up. My younger sister stood there, arms folded, eyes searching mine. Yeah, I said. Why? New college. Better opportunity. That's not the real reason, she said quietly. I smiled faintly. You've gotten smart. I always was, she replied. She stepped inside, looking around at the half-packed room. You don't smile anymore, she said. That hit harder than anything Chloe said. I looked away. I smile. Not like before, I didn't answer, because I didn't know how to explain something I didn't fully understand myself. She sat on the edge of the bed. Did she hurt you? I stayed silent. That means yes, Emily said softly. It's not that simple. It never is, she replied. I sat down across from her. I thought she was everything, I said slowly. And now I think I forgot about myself. Emily nodded like she understood more than she should. You're doing the right thing, she said. I hope so. You are, she repeated. I looked at her. Since when did you become the wise one? Since you stopped being okay, she replied. I let out a small breath that almost felt like a laugh. Almost. The next morning, my phone buzzed again. Unknown number. I knew it was her. I didn't answer. Another message came through. Unknown. You really doing this? I stared at it, then blocked that too. No hesitation. No second thoughts. Ryan showed up later with coffee. Last day, he said. Yeah? You nervous? A little. Good, he smiled. Means it matters. We sat in silence for a moment. She hasn't stopped asking about you, he added. I shrugged. Too late. You don't want to talk to her one last time. No, not even for closure. I got my closure, I said. She just doesn't know it. He nodded slowly. Fair enough. The car arrived in the afternoon. Bags packed, room empty. Emily hugged me tightly. Don't disappear completely. I won't, I said. Promise? I promise. Ryan grabbed my shoulder. Call me when you get there. I will. I took one last look around. Nothing felt the same, and that was the point. As I got into the car, I checked my phone one last time. No new messages. No last-minute apologies. No dramatic ending. Chloe didn't show up. But I knew why. Because she never thought I'd actually leave. She thought I'd stay. Like always. She thought I'd wait. Like always. She thought I'd choose her. Like always. But this time, I didn't. The new place didn't feel like home. Not at first. It felt quiet, unfamiliar, like I had stepped into someone else's life. You must be Ethan, a voice said as I walked into the dorm. I looked up. Yeah, I'm Daniel. Daniel Scott. Your roommate. He stood there, calm, relaxed, like nothing in the world rushed him. Nice to meet you, I said. He nodded toward my bags. You travel heavy. Just essentials, I replied. Good, he said. People who carry less usually leave less behind. I gave a small nod. Something like that. He watched me for a second longer than normal. You don't talk much, do you? He asked. Depends. On what? On who I'm talking to. He smirked slightly. Fair answer. We unpacked in silence for a bit. You running from something, he said suddenly. It wasn't a question. I paused. No. Everyone says that, he replied. I looked at him. You always this direct? Only when it matters, he said. And it matters. I exhaled slowly. It's just a fresh start. He nodded. Then don't bring old habits with you. I won't. Good, he said. I won't. Good, he said. Because whatever broke you, fix it, or it'll follow you forever. That stayed with me. More than it should have. The first few days were quiet. New classes, new faces. No one knew me. No one expected anything from me. And for the first time in a long time, that felt peaceful. Daniel didn't push me, but he didn't ignore me either. Jim? He asked one morning. I don't really, you do now, he cut in. I just got here. And you already look like you need it. I almost argued. Then I didn't. Fine. I said. The gym was simple. No distractions. Don't think, Daniel said, handing me weights. Just move. I am moving. You're hesitating. I haven't done this in a while. Then start again. I lifted slowly. Again, he said. And again. And again. No overthinking. No memories. Just effort. After a while, I realized something. I wasn't thinking about her. Not even once. Better, Daniel said, watching me. Yeah, I replied. It is. You'll get there, he added. Where? Where it doesn't hurt every time you stop moving. I didn't respond, because he was right. A few days later, I met her. Is this seat taken? A soft voice asked. I looked up. No. She sat down, placing her books neatly on the table. I'm Isla, she said. Ethan, she nodded. You're new. Is it that obvious? You look like you're still deciding if you belong here. I gave a small smile. Something like that. She didn't ask more, didn't push, didn't try to understand everything at once. We studied in silence for a while. You're focused, she said after a few minutes. I'm trying to be. Trying usually means thinking too much. And what does being focused mean? Letting go of what's not in front of you. I looked at her. You sound like Daniel. He says that a lot? Something. Similar. She smiled slightly. Then he's probably right. We kept studying. No awkward questions. No forced conversations. Just normal. Later, Daniel raised an eyebrow when I walked in. You look less miserable, he said. I met someone, I replied. Oh? Not like that, I added quickly. Relax, he smirked. I didn't say anything. She's just easy to talk to. Or easy to be silent with, he asked. I paused. Both. Good, he said. You need that. Over the next few weeks, things changed, not dramatically, not all at once, but steadily. Coming to the library? Isla asked one afternoon. Yeah, I said. You always say yes now, she noted. I didn't before. You hesitated. Before. And now you don't. I thought about it. She was right. I guess I stopped overthinking, I said. Or you stopped holding on, she replied. That felt more accurate. Daniel noticed it. Too. You're sleeping better, he said one night. Yeah. You're eating properly. Yeah. You're not checking your phone every 5 minutes. I looked at him. You notice everything. I notice patterns, he said. And you're changing. I sat down on the bed. Is that a good thing? It depends, he said. Are you pretending or actually healing? I didn't answer immediately. Then I said, I think I'm actually healing. He nodded. Then keep going. I lay back. staring at the ceiling. For the first time in months, my chest didn't feel heavy. My thoughts didn't feel loud. My past didn't feel like it was chasing me. I wasn't fully okay. Not yet. But I wasn't drowning. Anymore. And that was enough. "Guess you called me last night," Ryan said as soon as I picked up. "Depends," I replied. "Is this going to annoy me?" He let out a short laugh. "Chloe." I leaned back in my chair. That was predictable. "Not really," he said. She didn't sound like herself. "What does that mean?" Quieter, careful with her words. I stayed silent for a moment. "What did she want?" "She asked about you." That should have meant something. It didn't. "What did you say?" I asked. "I told her you're doing fine," he replied. "Which is true, by the way." "Yeah," I said. "It is." There was a pause. "Lucas is gone," Ryan added. I frowned slightly. "Gone where?" "Doesn't matter." He moved on. New girl. Same pattern. I almost smiled. That was fast. Faster than she expected, Ryan said. "Apparently, it didn't end well. I didn't ask for details. I didn't need them." "That's rough," I said, but my voice didn't carry any real emotion. Ryan noticed. "You don't sound surprised." "I'm not," I replied. "People like him don't stay." "And people like her?" he asked. I thought for a second. "They learn the hard way." He went quiet. "You've changed," he said after a moment. "Have I?" "Yeah. Old you would have asked 100 questions by now. Old me cared about things that didn't deserve it." "That's one way to put it," he muttered. I looked around the room. Daniel was reading something, completely focused. The calm in this place felt normal now. "Anything else?" I asked. Ryan hesitated. "People talk about her differently now." "How?" "They've seen what she did. The whole thing with you, then, Lucas. It didn't sit right." I nodded slowly. "Reputation catches up." "Yeah," Ryan said. "Karma doesn't rush." I repeated that in my head. Karma doesn't rush. "I'm not happy about it," I said. "I didn't say you were, but I'm not sad either." "That's the difference," Ryan replied. I ended the call a few minutes later. Daniel glanced up. "That was the past calling." "Something like that," I said. "And?" "It sounds smaller now." He nodded. "Good." I sat down across from him. "Do you think people change?" "They can," he said, "but not always for the right reasons." "What do you mean?" "Some people change because they understand. Others change because they lose." I thought about that. "And which one matters more?" I asked. "The first one," he said. "The second one is just regret." That word stayed with me. Regret. Later that day, I met Isla at the library. "You look distracted," she said as soon as I sat down. "Do I?" "Yeah," she replied. "Your focus isn't here." "Just thinking about something," I said. "Past or future?" "Past," she nodded. "Does it still hurt?" I paused. "No," I said honestly. "Not like before." "What does it feel like then?" "Distant," I replied. "Like it happened to someone else." "That's progress," she said. "Is it?" "Yeah." "Pain fades first. Meaning takes longer." I looked at her. "And what does it mean?" "That you survived it," she said simply. We sat in silence for a moment. "I heard something today," I said. "About?" "My ex." She didn't react much. "Do you want to talk about it?" "Not really," I said. "There's nothing to solve anymore." She closed her book. "That's a good place to be." "It is," I agreed. "Do you miss her?" she asked carefully. I thought about it. Then I answered. "I miss who I thought she was," I said, "not who she actually is." Isla nodded slowly. "That's honest." "It's also freeing," I added. We went back to studying. No tension, no heaviness, just quiet understanding. Later that night, Ryan sent me a message. "Ryan, she asks about you sometimes." I stared at it, then I typed back. "Me, tell her I'm good." He replied almost instantly, "Ryan, she already knows." I put my phone down, and for the first time, it didn't feel like anything needed to be said. No anger, no need to prove anything, no urge to go back. I had changed. Not louder, not colder, just stronger. I stood up and walked to the window. The night felt calm, steady, like everything was finally where it was supposed to be. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need closure from her. Life had already balanced things out in its own way, and somehow that was enough. I didn't expect to see her again. Not here. Not like this. Ethan? I turned around slowly. Chloe, for a second. Nothing made sense. What are you doing here? I asked. She stood a few steps away, holding her bag like she didn't know what to do with it. I needed to talk to you, she said. You couldn't do that before? I replied. She looked down briefly. I didn't think you'd actually leave. I let out a quiet breath. Yeah, you said that. She stepped closer. Can we sit somewhere? I hesitated. Then I nodded. We walked to a quiet corner near the campus cafe, sat across from each other, just like before, but it didn't feel the same, not even close. You look different, she said. So do you, I replied. She gave a small, tired smile. I guess I deserve that. I didn't respond. There was a pause. Then she spoke again. I made a mistake, Ethan. I leaned back slightly. Which one? Her expression tightened. All of it. That's not very specific. I mean, everything with Lucas, with how I treated you, she said. I thought I was in control. And? I asked. I wasn't, she admitted. I thought you'd stay, no matter what. I nodded slowly. Yeah, I know. She looked at me carefully. You don't sound angry? I'm not. That seemed to surprise her. You should be, she said. I was, I replied. Not anymore. Why? Because it doesn't change anything. She looked down at her hands. I didn't realize what I had until it was gone. That's usually how it works. I hurt you, she said quietly. Yes, I replied. I didn't mean to. You did, I cut in. Maybe not to this level, but you knew what you were doing. She didn't argue. I thought making you jealous would fix things, she said. It didn't. I know that now. I studied her face. She did look different, less confident, less certain, almost unsure of herself. You look like you've been thinking a lot, I said. I have, she replied. About you, about us. Which tells there is no us anymore. She flinched slightly at that. I know, she said. But there was. Past tense, I said. She nodded slowly. I miss you, she added. I didn't respond immediately because I needed to be honest. Not kind, not harsh, just honest. I don't miss you, I said. Finally, her eyes dropped. I miss what I thought we had, I continued. But that wasn't real, was it? She swallowed. It was real to me. Then why did you treat it like a game? I asked. She didn't have an answer. We sat in silence for a moment. The air felt heavy, but not painful, just clear. I didn't expect you to change this much, she said. I didn't expect you to show up here, I replied. Fair, she said softly. Another pause. I kept thinking you'd come. Back, she admitted. I didn't. I see that now. I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time, I didn't feel anything pulling me back. No attachment, no hope, no confusion, just distance. You know what's strange, I said. What? She asked. I used to be scared of losing you, and now I realize I already did, a long time ago. She closed her eyes briefly. I wish I could fix it, she whispered. You can't, I said calmly. I know. That was the first completely honest thing she said without hesitation. I didn't come here to pressure you, she added. I just needed to say it. You said it, I replied. She nodded. I'm sorry, Ethan. I held her gaze for a moment. I know, I said, and I meant it, not because it fixed anything, but because it didn't need to. We sat there, two people who used to matter to each other, now just sitting, no expectations, no illusions, just truth. And for the first time I saw her clearly, not as someone I loved, but as someone I used to love. And that made all the difference. I knew this would be the last time, not because she said it, not because I planned it, but because I felt it. I'm glad you came. Chloe said softly as she sat down across from me. I didn't come for comfort, I replied. She nodded slowly. I know. There was a long pause between us, no noise, no distractions. Just truth sitting in the space we used to fill with lies and hope. I thought you'd fight for me, she said finally. I looked at her. I did. She frowned slightly. When? All the times you ignored me, I said. All the times I stayed. All the times I questioned myself instead of you. That wasn't fighting, she whispered. It was, I replied calmly. You just didn't notice. Her eyes dropped. I didn't realize what I was doing, she said quickly. I swear, Ethan, I didn't. You did, I interrupted. Not harsh, just firm. You just didn't think there would be consequences. She swallowed hard. I never wanted to lose you, she said. But you were okay risking it, I replied. Silence. That silence said more than anything else she could have said. Her voice cracked slightly. I thought you'd always come back. I thought I'd always stay, I said. She looked up at me. So what changed? I leaned back in my chair. Me. That one word made her blink. I stopped waiting for you to choose me, I continued. I started choosing myself instead. She shook her head slightly. It wasn't supposed to end like this. It ended the way it had to, I said. Her hands trembled a little now. I miss you. I know, I replied. I still love you, she added, almost desperate. I stayed quiet for a moment, then I spoke. I loved you too, I said honestly. Her eyes lifted quickly, like that meant something. But I wasn't finished. But I learned something the hard way, I continued. Love without respect destroys you. That hit her harder than anything else. She looked down again, this time not hiding the emotion anymore. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said softly. I know, I replied, but you did. Tears started forming in her eyes. I thought I was in control, she whispered. You weren't, I said. I see that now, she said quickly. I really do. I nodded once. That's good. She wiped her face, trying to steady herself. So that's it, she asked. We just end like this? We already ended, I said. A long time ago, she shook her head. I wish I could go back. I don't, I said. That made her go silent. For the first time, she had nothing left to say, neither did I. I stood up slowly. Ethan, she said, voice breaking slightly. I looked at her one last time, not with anger, not with sadness, just clarity. I hope you're okay, she said quietly. I will be, I replied. And I meant it. I turned and walked. Away. No hesitation, no looking back, no weight pulling me behind, just forward. That was it. Later that evening, I found Isla sitting near the campus garden. You're early, she said when she saw me. Didn't have anything else to do? I replied. She studied my face for a moment. Something's different. Yeah? You look lighter, she said softly. I sat beside her. Do I? She nodded. Like you dropped something heavy. I looked ahead at the quiet sky. I think I did, I said. She smiled faintly. Good. We sat in silence for a while. No questions, no past, no pressure, just peace. You know, Isla said after a while, people usually don't look like that after something like this. Like what? I asked. Like they're finally okay with themselves. I thought about that. Maybe I finally stopped running, I said. She nodded. Or maybe you finally stopped waiting. I didn't reply immediately, because she was right. I wasn't waiting anymore. Not for her. Not for answers. Not for closure. It was already here. I leaned back, slightly. And for the first time in a long time I felt like myself again. And that was enough.